Hello, my name is Isaiah, here with Justin Hamilton today, and this is our group project, Cyber Floors. This is what it looks like, and this is by Isaiah Williams, me, Justin Hamilton, who was here, Amelia Bathfull, Shamar Wisdom, and Ryan Mangia.
So, for our project, we asked a bunch of questions. And as a group, we had to think about very serious questions for such an innovative idea. And we came up with, here's a few examples of the questions which we came up with. In your neighborhood, how well are the roads cleared thoroughly after snowstorms? In your neighborhood, how well are roads cleared thoroughly after snowstorms? In your neighborhood, how well are roads cleared? In your neighborhood, are roads cleared thoroughly after snowstorms? Okay. Could edit that question, honestly. Wait, you want to pause this real quick? The recording.
Okay, let me see. Fuck. Alright.
So we asked, a few of the questions are, in your neighborhood, how well are roads cleared after snowstorms? Another one, are icy roads and sidewalks a common concern for you in the winter? Another one, how well would you rate the quality of service provided by snowplows? So, also we had to think to ourselves, how will we make this product? Is it going to harm, help, or hurt the environment? What will this product look like? And how will this product be put in, and how will we protect it?
And as a group, we did a little bit of background research to see whether we wanted pipes or wire or a mixture of both. And we came up with these questions such as, if pipes are used, how often do they need to be replaced? How will we supply the water? How will we power the wire mesh, the material for the roads, etc., the wires and all that. And in the case that somebody asks us where we get the water supply from, we also came up with the idea that we could use water waste from, toilets and showers. That way water could pass through the streets and then be disposed where it gets cleaned. So we explored our options, and Justin saw some things about the wires that he wanted to share with us.
So, the nichrome wire that we could also use. Some may ask, how long will the wires last? How effective are the wires, or how effective will the wires be? And the cost, if it's cost effective. Well, nichrome is an alloy between nickel and chromium, which is heat resistant, and it's also resistant to corrosion in water. When it is heated, it forms a thin layer of chromium oxide, which makes it immune to oxidization, which is rust. And also, nichrome is highly resistive, causing it to heat up even when exposed to small electrical currents. This nichrome wire mesh can easily heat up to 350 degrees. This is what's found in our toasters and also hair dryers. So I think nichrome would be more than enough to melt the snow on the road, because we don't really need that much heat. We only need 50 degrees or so to melt it. So I believe that nichrome would also be a great alternative to melt in the snow on the road.
Yeah, researching nichrome was pretty interesting. And then also doing research on melting in freezing point of water, which is only 32 degrees. So that 50 degrees would probably be suitable for melting the snow. After analyzing the survey question, how would you rate the quality of service provided by snowplows, and the answers being neither high or low quality, it was clear that people don't really care how the snow is going away. As long as it's getting done, they are satisfied. And this helped us form the pretty simple hypothesis, which is, if we heat streets during the cold winters, then there will be less annual cost on repairing streets. We could just spend our money on these new streets instead of having to always repair the streets with these potholes that blow out our tires and stuff.
And for our testing, we did a prototype, which was a 4-layer prototype. So we had a bowl of heated water, a base with soil, a piece of tile which would represent the top layer which you come in contact with, and also the ice, which would be the snow or the ice that's frozen on the road. With this prototype, it gives us an idea of how well the heat can be conducted through the soil and also the top layer to melt the snow and ice that's accumulated on the street. And this prototype, it was really helpful because it showed us that this idea is completely possible with heated water. That's from your house, like a simple prototype idea like this that we could make in our house for little to no money at all works. So if we had funding, we could expand this idea and actually use the materials that we want, like the nichrome or the pipes, to make this an actual idea that could be implemented in streets like cities, parking lots, etc.
Yes, and that was well said. And as a group, we analyzed the data and we asked at a low cost, how would people feel about heated streets and sidewalks in their neighborhood paid through with their taxes? 33% said they would love it, 8% said they would consider it, 42% said they like the idea but would not want it, and 17% said they do not like the idea at all. And over 50% of people said they don't really want the idea, which helped us come to the conclusion that we will talk about in the next slide. But one of the main concerns that people were asking were if it would raise taxes, and that would totally be up to the government on whether it would raise taxes. We can't really control that. But if we were looking for something to innovate our cities, this would have to be the sacrifice that we would have to make. Also, another thing that somebody said was that they thought it was an efficient idea that was also convenient. And the convenience is what we were talking about with targeting our target audience, which, is parents, buses, people in cities. We want to limit traffic going in and out through cities when it snows. We know how the highways back up, how we saw Dallas, trucks everywhere. This idea could just change all that, just have everything flow smoothly when it snows and not have such a big pile up of nothingness when it snows.
And with our results, we've come to the conclusion to only use this idea in big cities, like, for example, Manhattan, where it's extremely busy, and this will help the traffic flow in and out of the area. And we could also use it in residential areas later on in the future after this has been tested a lot. But currently, right now, residential areas can continue to be plowed, because after much research, residential blocks don't end up as bad as main streets after the salting is done. And the people that live on the streets, the residential area, do most of the work themselves with their shovels and their home plows that they have. However, if people like the idea, they could slowly move towards residential blocks, or like I said earlier, we could test it also in parking lots. Usually when it snows, the parking lot certain areas are basically occupied by snow because they have to pile snow somewhere, and they just choose to take up 10 parking spots with snow, which I think is dumb or not really helpful. So we could test the heated floors in those 10 spots in particular and see how well they help.
Yeah, and this is what something like our idea could look like if we had the funding, but for now we will stick with our prototype. Anyway, this was Isaiah Williams and Justin Hamilton. Thank you for tuning into our presentation, and hope to see you soon.